Hi, thank you so much for joining me for this Sweat and Refresh for today's practice. All you need is your mat. If you do have any props handy at home, please grab them. Blocks if you have, or any straps and cushioning for the knees, blankets or towels. And we will start by finding a comfortable seated position. So feel free to sit cross-legged or on your shins, shoulders relaxed, spine nice and tall. Close your eyes. Take a few really deep breaths and feel free to sigh that breath out. Breathing in and out through the nose. Letting your day go. Releasing any tension you might feel in your neck, your shoulders. Feeling rooted into your mat, from your sit bones, from the legs, and a sense of lightness above the waist in your torso, your shoulders, your head. So first half of the practice, we'll be moving with our breath. And second half of the practice, holding some of the poses a little longer, but still keeping a steady rhythm with our inhales and our exhales. So with that in mind, we will start the practice with a sound of Om. Let's connect the palms together in front of the heart. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath in. Om. Bow your head and blink your eyes open, releasing your palms. Place your hands forward, come into a tabletop position. So in tabletop, we're going to start by drawing circles with the body. So just moving the torso in a circular motion in one direction, feeling all your major joints, shoulders, hips, knees, and especially the wrists. And we will move in the opposite direction the next time you inhale. So just bringing movement into the body. And moving back through center. I want you to walk the hands forward a little bit. Bring elbows and forearms down. Grab opposite elbows. Make sure they're shoulder width apart. And then bringing palms back onto the mat. Tuck the toes. Walk the feet back. Come into a dolphin plank. And try to tuck the tailbone a little. Drawing the navel in. Separate your shoulder blades. The top of your head pushes straight forward. The heels press back. Good. Feeling the arms and the shoulders here really strong. But working with the core. Keeping the legs active. Squeezing the thighs. When you inhale next, I want you to reach your right arm up towards the ceiling, turn your toes to the right side. Good, and try not to sink into the left, but keep it lifted. And when you exhale, bring your right elbow, forearm down. We're switching sides. Reach your left arm up, side body strong. Keep your neck neutral, so not letting the head drop down. Good, and when you exhale, bring the left forearm down as well. Taking another inhale here in your dolphin plank. And when you exhale, you can gently lower the knees down, untuck your toes, bring your thighs down, come into your Sphinx pose, shoulders down, lift your heart forward. Legs are still active here. Breathe. If you want to go a little deeper, you can widen the palms, floating the forearms a little, or lifting it all the way. Just watch that you're not crunching too much of that tension into your low back, and keep your neck long. Breathe. One more inhale, deep breath, a long breath out. You have your elbows start to turn outwards as you lower your chest down. Slide your hands next to the chest, tuck your toes. Use the help of the knees if you need. Come to tabletop or plank pose, and then exhale, we'll move to downward facing dog. Let the head relax. Sit bones lift upwards while the heels try to ground down. Good. From your downward dog, you're going to breathe in, come to plank pose. Exhale, just fine at chaturanga. Elbows hug in. Push yourself back up to plank when you breathe in. Exhale to your downward facing dog. So if you need help with your chaturangas, please feel free to bring your knees down. So again, we're going to inhale, come forward, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Push yourself back up to plank, and then downward facing dog. This time we're going to move fully through our vinyasa. So again, we're going to breathe into plank. Chaturanga on the exhale. Move into an up dog or cobra on the inhale. Shoulders pull back. Exhale, lift the hips, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh that breath out. When you inhale next, start to look forward. And this first round, as we exhale, we're just going to walk the feet towards the hands, coming to the top of the mat. Feet can be together or hip width. Inhale, halfway lift, engage your back, look forward. Exhale, fold, draw the navel in. Push into your feet, lift all the way up, breathe in, stretch tall. And when you exhale, hinge from the hips, folding all the way back down. Breathe in, halfway lift. And when you breathe out, place your hands down, step or hop your legs back, find chaturanga. And inhale, move into an up dog or cobra. Exhale, lift the hips up, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Relax your neck, separate your shoulder blade, and try to press the heels down, but at the same time lifting your sit bones up. Good. Ground into the tips of your fingers. When you breathe in, next look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop lightly to the top of your mat. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fold. Lift all the way up. Again, breathe in. Fold right back down. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down. Step or hop back. Chaturanga when you breathe out. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And if you are hopping back from that forward fold, you can always try to hop into your chaturangas. So as the legs start to move back, you bend your elbows and try to land into your chaturanga where your elbows are about 90 degrees so your shoulders don't go lower than the elbows. All right, when you inhale next, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step or hop. Come to the top of the mat, breathing in, halfway lift. Breathing out to fold. Lift all the way up, inhale. Exhale, release your arms by your side. Have your legs together. And when you inhale next, bend your knees, come into a chair pose. Breathe in, legs strong. Breathe out, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your palms down. Again, if you're hopping back, you can try to hop into your chaturanga. Inhale to your up dog. Good, and exhale, downward facing dog. From your down dog, breathe in, sweep your right leg up. Exhale, bring your right foot forward between the palms, bend the right knee, inhale, arms reach tall. When you exhale, bring your hands to the hips, point your elbows back. Using the help of your hands are going to push your hips down towards the front edge of your mat, so it's kind of downwards and forwards at the same time, and then try to lift your chest up away from your waist. Push your left heel back, legs are strong, arms are pressing the hips down. Take one more inhale. Good, and exhale, release. Hands come to the mat, step your right foot back, plank pose to chaturanga when you breathe out. Up dog or cobra on the breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then once we're in down dog, sweep your left leg up, breathe in. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, come to your lunge. Exhale, hands to the hips, elbows point back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Again, push your hips forward and down. Lift your heart up. Good. So strong arms that are helping your hips ground, and keep pressing your right heel back. Try to lift your heart upwards so everything above the waist is floating, it's light. And when you exhale next, lean forward, bring your hands down, step your left foot back, chaturanga. Use the help of the knees if you need to. Inhale to a back bend that doesn't strain your back, and exhale, lift your hips up, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Good, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh your breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or hop lightly to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Breathe out, fold. Lift all the way up. Inhale, stretch. Release your arms, exhale. Legs are together again. Breathe in, bend your knees, sweep your arms up. Chair pose, keep the toes light. When you exhale next, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, palms down. Send the legs back, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, breathe in. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Then from your down dog, sweep your right leg up. Step your right foot forward, bring it between your hands. I want you to come to your high lunge again. Bend that front knee, breathe in. When you exhale, bring the hands behind you. You can hold opposite elbows, forearms, or interlace the hands. So stay in that lunge-like shape. Puff the chest up, melt the hips, breathe in. When you exhale, turn your chest about 45 degrees. Feel free to bring the back heel down and start to hinge forward. So you bring your head down towards the mat next to your right foot. Try not to let the right thigh get in the way. So bring your right shoulder inside the right thigh. Reach your knuckles up if your hands are interlaced. And press firmly into the back foot. Take one more inhale. When you exhale, release the hands down onto the mat. Lift the back heel up. Wiggle your right foot to the right edge of the mat. And walk your hands one big step forward. Hug the elbows in. Keep your neck nice and long. Breathe in. When you exhale, bend your elbows. Let them hover above the mat. And then inhale, lift back up. Again, exhale, hover. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, walk your hands back in. You're welcome to grab one of your blocks if you need and place it on the left edge of your mat, maybe medium or lowest setting here, or you might just use your hand on the edge of the mat. The right foot is at the right edge of the mat. Now, right arm's gonna reach forward. You wanna take an inhale. On the exhale, stay low, don't straighten the right leg. Stay low to the mat, tap your left shin to the back of your right ankle or right calf, and then inhale, send it back. Good, again, we're gonna bring it to tap and send it back. One more time, bring it to tap. Now, you can sit down from here or try to wiggle your left leg forward and sit down. So once you're seated, straighten the left leg forward and bring the sole of the right foot inside the left thigh. All right, so from here, flex the left toes, arms are gonna reach up. Feel free to add a bend to the left knee if you need. Breathe in, and when you exhale, reach forward. Don't worry about trying to catch the foot. You can bring the hands there if you like, or just rest the palms on either side of the leg, or try to reach past. Flex the left toes, push your sit bones back, reach the top of your head forward. Breathe. Try to press the right thigh downwards using the strength of your right glute med, so the hip, rather than using your hands. Breathe into your spine. Keep that breath flowing. Good. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. When you breathe in next, come back up, lift the right knee, plant the right foot down, hands coming behind you, left leg's gonna stay straight, hands can point forward or out to the sides. When you inhale, start to lift the hips up, pushing into both your legs, but you might feel a little more work in that right heel, right hamstring. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, look forward or up. Breathe. Dig your left heel down, push your right foot down, lift the hips maybe a little higher, and then slowly bring your bum back down onto the mat. Bring your right foot to the right edge of the mat, left hand to the left edge, palm and foot lines up, so the left hand is not too far back. And then reverse how we came into this pose. Lean forward a touch, press into the right foot, left hand, send your left leg back, hands come down to the mat. I'm gonna reach the right arm up, come into a twist. Keep that front knee bent, breathe in, and exhale, release. Right hand down, right foot steps back, vinyasa. Find your back bend when you breathe in, and we move back into downward facing dog. On the exhale, the left leg will float up in the air. On the inhale, exhale, step it forward. Breathe in, reach your arms up, and breathe out, bring the hands behind you again, interlace, hold opposite elbows or forearms, twist your chest to the right side about 45 degrees, and then slowly hinge. Back heel can come down. Clear the space next to your left thigh so that your leg doesn't get in the way of your left shoulder. Your knuckles reach up. It's your humble warrior. Your head comes downwards. Both legs are strong. Left knee is bent at about 90 degrees. Take one more breath in. Long breath out, releasing the hands onto the mat. Lift the back heel, wiggle your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Hands walk forward, one big step. Then from here, hugging the elbows inwards, breathe in. When you exhale, hover the elbows above the mat. Inhale, lift it back up. Two more, bend the elbows, lift it back up. One more, elbows bend. Inhale, lift. Hands walk back in, right hand to the right edge of the mat. You can also, again, use the block here to give your arm a little more elevation. Left foot stays at the left edge of the mat, left arm reaching forward. Stay low to the ground, breathe in. On the exhale, again, don't lift the butt too high. Tap your right shin behind your left leg, and then inhale, send the leg back. Two more, tap. Core stays strong, send the leg back, so his right arm, left leg is strong. And then again, bring the leg forward. You can sit from here, try to wiggle your right leg forward and sitting down. Bring your sole of the left foot inside your right thigh. Flex the right ankle. Feel free to add a bend to your knees. Arms reach up, breathe in. And when you exhale, hinge and fold. Make your torso feel long. So not focusing just on coming downwards, but also lengthening forwards from your torso. Sit bones reach back. Right leg stays strong. Breath is steady. Might even close your eyes. Just enjoy the sensation of your stretch, the rhythm of your breath. Let's take one more breath here. When you inhale next, you're gonna lift your spine back up. Left knee lifts, plant the foot down. Hands coming behind you, fingers can point forward or outwards. Right leg stays straight. You're gonna flex both ankles. You're gonna inhale, lift the hips up. Right leg stays straight. Dig the right heel down. Push the left foot down. Lift the hips. Look forward or look up. Try to squeeze the shoulder blades. Don't let your chest sink down. Lift it away from the ground. Take another inhale and exhale. Sit bones come back onto the mat. Bring your left foot to the left edge. Right hand comes forward in line with your left foot at the right edge of your mat. Push into the hand and foot. Lift that right leg. Send it to the back of the mat. Good. Right hand's going to stay. Lift your left arm up. Twist. Keep that left knee bent. And then when you exhale, left hand comes down. Left foot steps back. Vinyasa. Welcome to skip this vinyasa or modify it. Add an extra chaturanga or bring your knees down if you need. And then when you find your down dog, ground heels downwards, lift sit bones up and try to melt your chest towards your shins. Then breathe in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh your breath out. When you inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or hop lightly to the top of your mat. Breathing into a halfway lift and breathe out, fold. Lift all the way up, inhale. Exhale, sit into a chair pose. Palms and come into prayer in your chair. Pushing the hands firmly together. Sit your bum back, keep your toes light. Shoulders down, keep pushing into the hands. And then press a little more into your toes, lift the heels. And bringing your bum down towards the heels. Good. From here, if you need help with your balance, bring your fingertips down. Head towards the knees so you round your back. Or you can wrap the arms around the legs. Second option, you can come into your crow, arms shoulder width apart, knees to the back of your arms above the elbows, lean forward, pick up your feet, lift one at a time or both at the same time, and really feel where the weight is in your hands. Try to spread it more away from the fleshy part of your palm, away from your wrist, and bring more weight into the knuckles, into your fingers. Good. From here, if your hands are not on the mat, bring them down. You can step, hop, or walk your feet back into your plank and chaturanga, or you shoot the legs back into chaturanga, and then find your up dog when you breathe in, downward dog when you breathe out. Once you're back in down dog, sweep your right leg up in the air. Exhale, step the right foot forward, bring it between the hands, bend the right knee, inhale, arms reach up. When you exhale, bring your hands down again. Work on straightening the right leg just for a moment. Hands can come to blocks. You can bring blocks underneath both your hands. Give your arms a bit more length. Draw the right thigh bone back. Lengthen your heart forward. And then when you inhale next, bend the right knee. Windmill open to warrior two. Back heel grounds. Right arm comes forward. That's reverse warrior. Breathe in. And then straighten the right leg. Trikonasana, reach your right arm forward. Bring the right hand down, lift the left arm up, look up. Breathe. From here, can you start to bend the right knee? Maybe turn the right toes slightly to the left. Both hands can come down to the mat, Skandasana. Left leg remains straight. Lift the left toes so they point up to the ceiling. Your right knee is bent. Try to lift your chest. You don't have to be super low. You can lift a little as long as both heels are on the mat. Make the spine light regardless of what the legs are doing. Take one more breath in. Long breath out. And then both hands come back to the top of the mat. Lift the hips. Spin the back foot so you're back on the left toes. Wiggle your right foot to the right edge of your mat. Good. And then find your lizard again. This time in this lizard pose, I want you to bring the right hand behind the right ankle. Walk the hands out. And try to melt your chest a little bit lower. Keep your back knee lifted. Hands can continue to walk out, hands can float up, hands can bind the right hip if you like. Back heel can come down if you're binding, or just keep the hands down on the mat. Keep your bum about the height of the right knee, if not, maybe a little lower instead of higher than the right knee. Let's take one more breath here. And then I want you to walk your hands, or release the hands, bring the hands back onto the mat. Left hand to the left edge, right foot to the right edge. We've done this before already. Right arm's gonna reach forward. Tap the left foot behind your right calf. Send the left leg back. Good. This time we're just going to sit down. So bring your left leg forward, sit from there, or again, wiggle the left foot, and sit bone comes down. All right, so from here, we're going to straighten out both legs first. Shake it up. Bend your left knee, bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. So flexing the left toes, ankle, left thigh presses downwards. sit up. So you might lean back a little to sit and lift the chest. Flexing both your toes, ankles. Breathe here, stay. First option. Second option, you can bend your right knee. Thread your arms through if you like. Try to puff your chest out. Last option, you're coming forward into a forward fold. So a little different in all the options, but in all the options, we're working on that left hip, left thigh bone presses downwards without the help of your hands. So you're engaging and left leg is strong. They're all stretching the left hip just slightly differently. So pick what works for you. Good, just one more breath. And then wherever you are, you want to come to this position. So you want the right knee bent, right foot on the mat, left ankle on top of the right thigh. So hands are going to come behind you again. You want to be able to really firmly press down into your right heel. Good, shoulder blades draw together to start. When you inhale, lift the hips. Press that left thigh downwards. Exhale, bring your sit bones to tap. And then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tap down. Inhale, lift. One more, exhale, tap. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, bring your bum down. Good. Straighten the right leg, straighten the left leg, shake it out. You'll bend the right knee, right foot to the edge of the mat, left foot to the left edge. Lift the hips. You can bend the left knee first, send the left leg back. Good. So palms come down to the mat. Left hand will stay again, right arm will lift up. And see if you can wiggle your right foot back halfway, coming to a supported side plank. All toes turn to the right side, lift upwards, breathe in. When you exhale, release right hand down, right foot steps back, plank pose. You can go straight to down dog or exhale, chaturanga, moving through your vinyasa, breathing into an up dog, and we meet in downward facing dog. From there, left leg will float up. Inhale, exhale, left foot forward, bring it between the hands, and then inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up. Good, squaring the hips. Exhale, bringing the hands back onto the mat, straighten the left leg. Draw the left thigh bone back, lift your collarbones forward, shoulders pull from the ears. Breathe. And then when you inhale, left knee bends. We're going to open up to warrior two. Back heel grounds down, right arm moves back, left arm comes forward. Good, reverse your warrior. Inhale, reaching your left arm back. And then we'll straighten the left leg, reaching the left arm forward. Bring the left hand down, right arm up, Trikonasana. Arms reaching wide. Breathe here. And as we inhale, you can come back up first. Left toes can turn slightly to the right. As you bend the left knee, turn your right toes up. Hands can come down. Find your Skandasana. So again, we want heels to stay grounded. And your toes turn exactly where your knees are pointing. Shoulders are down. Breathe here. Feeling the hips, perhaps the inner thigh, the back of the right leg. Take one more breath in. We exhale, we're just walking the hands to the top of the mat. Come to your right toes. Wiggle your left foot to the left edge of your mat. Work your left hand behind the left ankle. Walk the hands out to the sides like airplane wings. Don't straighten the left leg, but keep your hips low. Arms reaching wide. You can float the arms. You can work on binding your left leg. We're just keeping the hands down. So remember, you want to try to keep your bum at the height of the left knee or a little bit lower. Keep the arms reaching. Need you to breathe here. And if you are in a bind, release the hands. Right hand's going to come to the right edge, left arm coming forward. We're going to tap the right shin to the left ankle or calf, and then send the right leg back. This time just sitting down, so send the right leg forward, sit from there, or wiggle the leg through, and bring your sit bone down, straighten out both your legs. All right, from here, bend the right knee, right ankle on top of the left thigh. You might stay here with left leg straight, try to puff the chest, pressing the right thigh down. You can bend the left knee, walk the arms through the legs, hugging the legs closer, or you come into a forward fold. Left leg stays straight, folding over. Breathe here. So right ankle, the right ankle bone is kind of pressing into your left thigh. Just move the ankle bone further over to the left so that it doesn't press so hard into it. And try not to round your back here. Puff the chest up, draw the navel in, get nice and tall. Keep your neck long as well. And just taking one more breath. Ankles remain flexed, especially that right ankle here. Good. So wherever you may be, you're going to start to bend your left knee and bring the hands behind you. So kind of coming into a reverse tabletop with the right leg in figure 4. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, tap your bum down. And then again, inhale, lift up. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. 1 more. Tap your bum down. Inhale, lift up. And then bring sit bones back down. Straighten the left leg. Straighten the right leg. Shake it out. Left knee bends. Left foot at the left edge. Right hand in line with the left foot. And then you can bend the right knee first. Lift the hips and the right leg back. Good. Left arm's going to come up. Twist. Move your left foot back halfway. Supported side plank. Lift away from the ground. Breathe in. Exhale, left hand comes down, left foot steps all the way back. You can go straight to down dog or vinyasa. So breathe here. And we meet in downward facing dog. Relax the neck, separate the shoulder blades. When you inhale next, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step or hop lightly to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale, fold forward. Exhale, lift up, breathe in. And when you exhale, bend your knees, sit into a chair pose. Palms can come to prayer again. Good. Lift the heels. Bring your bum down towards the heels. And then in your toe stand. So once again, wrap your arms around the legs. Second option, if your wrists are getting a little sore, you don't have to come into your crow or any inversions, but you can dig your elbows into the knees push back. Shoulders are down, so you're strong here in your upper arms, the armpits. You're feeling under the serratus, in the lats, because you're kind of pushing forward and drawing down. Stay here, or last option, you can come back to your crow practice, lifting the feet up. You want to invert, tuck your chin, very lightly place your head down. You might stay in a teddy bear where the knee stays touching your elbows, or you can lift the legs. Pick what works for you, keeping the weight spread between the head and the hands if you are coming into your inversion. You can play around with leg variations as well. But take your time, not rushing here. And we will send our legs to the back of the mat for vinyasa. So if your hands are not on the mat, you can bring them on the mat. If you're in crow, you can shoot the legs back. If you're in a tripod, you might come into pike. Send the legs back, lift the head at the same time. We meet in downward facing dog and let the head relax. From down dog, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh your breath out. And when you inhale next, sweep your right leg up towards the ceiling. Step your right foot forward, bring it between the hands. All right, I'm gonna inhale, come back to a high lunge. Exhale, lean forward, bring all weight to the right leg. Find warrior 3 for just a moment. So squaring the hips, arms can reach back. This is a little easier for your torso. And then come back to your lunge, bending the right knee. Left foot goes all the way back. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Bring your right arm in front of your belly. Left arm reaching forward. Slide your right shoulder inside your right thigh. Keep the right knee bent. Push your left foot down. Reach your left arm forward. Take one more breath in. And releasing both hands down onto the mat. Lift the back heel up. Wiggle your right foot to the right edge of the mat again. So palms can just stay where they are. Let the hips melt. A couple of breaths here. You can walk the hands further forward. As you bow down, you can walk the hands out. You're also welcome to come into Kunayasana for a moment. So you're squeezing right inner thigh into the right arm. Lifting the foot. You can keep the right knee bent. Or straighten the leg, lean forward, back leg gets a little lighter. Or stay in your lizard. Just one more breath. Beautiful. From here, left hand to the left edge, right foot to the right edge. We're just going to go right through into a seated position. Right arm reaches forward. You can just send the left leg with the knee bent, sit, or left leg through, sit down. Good job. From here, you're going to bend both your knees. Feet are about hip width apart, toes point straight forward. Hands behind you, turned forward or outwards. Good. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, and when you inhale, you'll lift the hips up. Good. Instead of looking up or back, I want you to look forward. Keep the weight in your right foot, and then keep the left knee bent. Bring your left knee towards your face. Good, and try to straighten the leg. Good, the leg might not straighten upwards, it might straighten forwards, that's okay. Right leg stays strong though, that right leg is on the mat. Breathe in, exhale. Keep the left leg the same, just tap your bum down. Inhale, push back up. 2 more, tap your bum down, press back up. You got it, 1 more, tap your bum down, lift back up, and then bring your bum down. Good, release that left leg. You can shake out both legs. Reverse how you came to this pose. Right foot to the right edge, left hand to the left edge. Use a block if you need. Lift the bum, send the left leg back. Good, left hand stays on the mat, right arm lifts up. Twist, stay here. Right foot can move back halfway, stay there. You can come to side plank or wild thing. Bring the right foot behind you. Open the heart up towards the ceiling. Press your hips up. Draw the belly button in. Core stays strong. And exhale, release. Right hand, right foot comes back to the mat. Down dog or vinyasa. So move with your breath. And we meet in downward facing dog. So we're just going to do the same thing on the left side. And then we'll start to slow the practice down. Left leg will lift. Breathe in. Exhale. Left foot forward. Inhale. Arms lift up. Exhale. Lean forward. Arms can sweep back. Bring all weight to your left leg as you start to float your right leg up. Drawing the navel in. Square your hips, your shoulders to the floor. Take 1 more inhale. When you exhale, come back to a lunge. Bend the left knee. Lightly place your right toes to the back of the mat. Arms reach up. Breathe in. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. All right, so from here, left arm comes in front of your belly. Right arm reaches overhead as you come forward. Try to bring your left shoulder inside your left knee. So not resting the arm on the leg if you can, but bring it inside the arm, inside the leg. Good. Arms reach wide. Bend that left knee. Back leg super strong. Breathe in. And exhale, both hands come down onto the mat. Wiggle your left foot to the left edge. So again, you might just stay here in your lizard. You might walk the hands forward. You might walk the arms outwards. You might just play around with trying the arm balance. So what you want is left leg pushing into the left arm. You might shift forward a bit already. Lift the left foot. Left knee can stay bent or you straighten the leg. And as you lean forward, back leg gets a little lighter. So instead of just bending the elbows, you need to shift the weight to the front. And remember to breathe. And from there, we're going to release that left foot back to the left edge of the mat. Right hand to the right edge. Left arm comes forward. Grab a block if you need. Send the right leg through and sit down. All right, so we're going to have both knees bent to start. Just a regular reverse tabletop. Hands coming behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Ground into the heels. Inhale, lift the bum. Let's keep the bum lifted, looking forward, just so you can see the legs. Keep pushing to your left foot. Bring your right knee towards your face. And then start to straighten the leg. So again, it might straighten more forward rather than upwards. That's okay. Breathe in. When you exhale, tap your bum down. Inhale, push back up. Again, tap. Push up. 1 more. Just tap. Push up. And then slowly bring your bum down. And release the legs. Shake it out. Reverse how we came in. Left knee bends. Right hand to the right edge of the mat. Lift the bum. Send the right leg back. Left arm's going to lift up, twist, stay, side plank, either supported or left foot stacks on top of the right, or wild thing, bring the left foot behind you with the knee bent. Lift your hips up, open your chest, breathe. And when you exhale next, find chaturanga. Breathing out as you bend the elbows, and again, you can skip or modify that. Breathing into your back bend, and breathe out, finding your downward dog. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh your breath out. Gently bring your knees down onto the mat. Your knees can be as close together or as wide apart. And let's find your child's pose. Arms can reach forward. You can stack your palms to bring your forehead on top, or you can bring your hands by your feet. Take a few really slow, deep breaths here. Allowing the first half of your practice to just stay in the past. And now we're just focusing on our child's pose, our slow breath, the sensations that we're experiencing in our body right now. get a deep inhale through the nose. Sigh your breath out. No rush. You're gonna make your way back into a downward facing dog. So once you're in down dog, you might close your eyes for a few breaths just to feel your body here. Maybe you can remember what your normal down dog feels like. Maybe there's a little bit of a difference here in the body. Now, when you inhale next, lift the right leg up. Stepping the right foot forward, bring it between your hands. Good. Lower the left knee down if the knee is sensitive. Fold your mat in, or if you have some cushioning handy, a blanket, a towel, actual cushion, you can cushion the left knee. So I want you to just stay in this kind of low-flying dragon or low lunge. Hand stays on the mat. You're trying to seal right thigh, right side of your torso, sealing that space. You can hang the head. Let's breathe here. So just a little bit of that compression in that right hip crease. You might feel a stretch in the right glute. You might feel a stretch in your left thigh, left hip. We're not here for a super long time, but I want you to focus on your breath. See how full you can breathe in, how long you can breathe out. And try to remain still. Taking a really deep breath in. And let that breath go with a sigh. You want to slowly lift your spine up and press your hands onto the right thigh as you come more into this upright position. So from here, let the hips gently push forward. Lengthen the stance more. If your knee tends to surpass your ankle, you're going to bring the opposite hand, your left hand, to your right thigh. Right hand's going to reach back towards your left thigh. So adding a bit of a twist, draw your right shoulder back. Let your hips gently push forward. Left hand can just press into your left thigh, your right thigh, or you can reach the left arm up and kind of back. Breathe. So it's a little bit of a twist here as we get deeper into opening the left hip crease, left quad, lower belly, especially on the left side. Keep your breath steady. It's a little harder to breathe, especially when we are a little bit twisted and in a slight back bend. Last little bit, try to stay with me. Breathe. All right, from here, slowly unwind the twist first, so releasing the right hand, and then you can bring one or both hands to your right thigh as you let the spine slowly come forward and round. Then hands come to the mat. Let's just shift the weight back a touch, feeling a release in the hips, moving. And then you can send the right leg all the way back. Do whatever feels good here. So maybe it's down dog, you shake it out. Maybe you do a vinyasa or come to cat and cow, or it's something that doesn't have a yoga name to it. You might be bouncing up and down on your toes, standing upright, whatever feels good. Then we will meet in downward facing dog. And from our down dog, we're going to move to the other side. So you can bring the cushioning to the right knee. So the left leg sweeps up and steps forward. Right knee comes down. So we're starting again. Hands framing your left foot. Trying to bring your left thigh, sealing the left side of your torso so that the left knee kind of is just underneath your left shoulder. Hands can always come up blocks if you need a little more of that length. And breathe. This could be an intense pose for some of us, experiencing a lot of stretch maybe in the glute or in the left hip crease or the right thigh. Some of us, this might just feel like a nice resting pose. Almost there. And next time you breathe in, take a deeper inhale. Sigh it out. Start to lift up so you can press your hands onto the left thigh as you slowly come up. Watch your balance. Keeping the hips gently melting forward. So again, just noticing how long your stance needs to be. Your right hand's going to come to the left leg. Left hand's going to come behind you. And again, keep trying to let the hips gently melt forward. Right hand can keep pushing into the left thigh. Stay there, or right arm reaching up and back. So you're twisting slightly to the left. Draw your left shoulder back more. Left hand is holding the thigh that you likely cannot see, your right thigh. Again, we're stretching front of the right thigh, front of the right hip, more on the right side of the lower belly. You might feel it across the chest. And again, you might find it a little more difficult to breathe here, but still trying to breathe deep nonetheless. We're almost there. These are just fairly short holds. Take your time. Release the left hand so you face forward first, and then you can slowly hinge forward, let the spine begin to round again, shift the hips back. You might feel that nice release in your right hip, right thigh. And when you're ready, do whatever feels good to release from this pose. Sending the left leg back. You can vinyasa, you can shake it out. Anything that feels good. And we will meet in a child's pose again. So whatever child's pose feels good for you, either knees all the way together or as wide apart as you like. Hands can reach forward, reach back, or stacked underneath your forehead. Just take a moment to reset the breath. Feel the right side of your body, especially the right hips. Feel the left side of your body, the left hips. Again, breathe in through the nose, deep breath. Sigh it out. And then from here, I want you to slide forward as you lift the head. Come into your Sphinx pose again. So we started the practice in a Sphinx. You know, if your block's handy, you may or may not use them. So normally in Sphinx, you want elbows underneath the shoulders, shoulders pulled down so that you're digging the elbows down to feel it lift, sensation of lightness, lifting your chest up, pulling your heart forward. If this is too intense over time with the elbows under the shoulders, to make it a little less intense, you can walk the elbows forward so that it doesn't go right into your lower back. Now, if you're very familiar with your Sphinx, you're very comfortable here, you want to go a little deeper, you can just simply make this pose into seal. Hands can come a little wider as you lift your arms. If you have blocks at home, you can stay on elbows by simply elevating your elbows and your forearms, elevating your Sphinx pose. And this pretty much gives you almost the same sensation as your seal, and you can always come a little lower to start, starting on the lower setting, working towards the medium. I won't recommend lifting the blocks to the highest setting in this option, but make sure your shoulders pull down and you're not holding your breath. And what you're experiencing, the stretches in the front body, and also not feeling like you're dumping all of your body weight into your lower back. And while we stay here for a couple more breaths, keep your neck long. Push your hip crease, your front of the hips, your thighs down into the mat, and try to lift your sternum forward through your upper arms. You might close your eyes, enjoy the stillness, the sensation. If you're starting to feel, again, a little more weight coming into the low back, getting as you get deeper, or as you're getting a little more tired in the pose, maybe don't come as high up, or you add a slight contraction in your belly. So draw your belly button in, so you're keeping the core active. Again, that will help to prevent dumping into the low back. Last few breaths. Take one more inhale. Sigh your breath out. If you're on your blocks or you've lifted your elbows, you want to slowly release. Come back onto the mat first. And then palms stack one on top of the other. Walk the elbows forward and rest your forehead on your hands. You can gently sway your hips side to side here, bringing some movement back into your low back. And again, breathe deep. From here, hands will release by your side. You're going to push yourself up into a tabletop. Find a seated position. So I'm just going to face you. It's a little easier. In your seated position, we'll start with the right knee, bending the right knee. First option is coming back to a figure four position, bringing your right ankle on top of the left thigh. And again, if your ankle bone is really uncomfortable pressing down, shift the leg a little bit further over to the left. So you can stay here, first option. Or you're coming more into cow face pose. So you're bringing the knee further over so that your right knee points forward. Right foot, bring it next to your hip, your left hip. Stay here with the left leg straight, or you're bending both your knees. So if both knees are bent, you need to have your right sit bone on the mat. If you're leaning over to the left and the right sit bone doesn't come down, straighten the left leg again. You can lift both sit bones up to try to stack the knees a little better, and then sitting. So any of these leg variations will work. First, we're going to add a little bit of a twist to the right side. So same if you are in half cow face or even figure four. In figure four, without using your hands to push, you want to press the thigh downward. So again, using the strength of the outer hip, and you're still twisting slightly over to the right. So you can bring your left hand outside the thigh. Works kind of the same in your half or full cow face legs. And breathe here. So again, we may all experience the pose a little differently. Some of us might feel like this is a resting pose, not experiencing much of a stretch. For some of us, we might feel a lot in our hips. If you're feeling really good here, you can maybe even try to bring forearms down in this twist. And what most of us, if we are tight in the hips, we're stretching out the glute med, the outer hip, and kind of goes down towards your IT band. If you are in full cow face, you might feel a bit of a stretch in your opposite hip, your left hip as well. Breathe. The next time you inhale, take a deeper breath in. Sigh your breath out. And then walk your hands back through center. So you can stay upright, just working on bringing both sit bones down or leaning forward as you start to fold. If you are having just one leg straight and really uncomfortable in your left leg, you might roll your blanket or cushion or towel, bring it underneath the left knee. You can have it in figure four as you fold as well. So you don't want to hyperextend or put too much pressure into that, left knee. Breathe. One or both legs might be bent. And even if you are in figure four, we're still stretching very similar muscles. It's just when we come into cow face, this is a slightly deeper variation, gets more into the glute med. Whereas in figure four, it's still quite a bit of it, but you might. Let's take one more breath here. And we'll slowly release, lifting the spine up, lean back, straighten your legs, shake it out. We do the same thing on the other side, so you'll bend the left knee. You can start by coming into figure four first, testing it out here. So you want to be able to press the thigh downwards. You can also go a little deeper by bringing the knee to point forward. Right leg stays straight, or you're bending both. Lift the hips, stack the knees. Just want both sit bones on the mat. So on this side, especially the left sit bone, you want the left sit bone grounded. We're going to twist slightly over to the left side. You can keep the chest quite lifted, or you can try to walk the hands further away and bring maybe forearms downwards. It really depends on kind of your outer hip and how much it will allow your torso to move. Breathe here. So adding a little bit of the twist to our cow face legs. Twist coming from low back all the way up towards the upper chest. Breathe. Notice if you are starting to build unnecessary tension in the body. Relax your face, soften the shoulders, maybe even the inner thighs or the hips themselves, especially if this is not a super comfortable stretch. See if you can relax. We often hold tension without realizing. So if we breathe nice and deep, and maybe even closing our eyes and just go inwards into the body, feeling the sensations there. Releasing tension so that we can benefit from the stretch a little bit more. And we're going to come back through center. Again, just draping the body forward, maybe bringing something underneath your right knee if you have that right leg straight out in front. If there's a lot of pressure there, you don't want to add to the knee joint. And keep flowing that breath in and out through the nose. Perhaps closing the eyes. Enjoy the stillness. Last few breaths. Taking one more breath here. And walk the hands back, leaning back, start to lift the legs, straighten out the legs, shake it out. And you want to lie back from here. Bring your spine down, head comes onto the mat, stretch your arms overhead, point your toes forward, take a deep breath in, open your mouth and sigh your breath out. Good. Bend your knees and keeping your low back on the mat, start to lift your feet up towards the ceiling. Legs don't have to be fully straight. You can have a bend to the knees. And you don't have to keep the legs really active either, but just keeping the legs elevated so that you will bring some of that lymphatic fluid back into the torso, allowing your blood flow to come easier back to the heart as well, from the toes, from the feet. This has a very calming effect for our nervous system, as well as a detoxifying effect for our lymphatic system, for the body as a whole. Relax your shoulders, arms and palms can rest anywhere that feels good. You can always scooch up against the wall to put your legs up against the wall as well, so then you don't have to hold the legs in the position that they are in right now. So whatever works for you. And this is actually something you can do every night before bed. A really good pose to do. You might even close your eyes. Feel the weight of your torso or whatever part of the body that is touching the mat, touching the floor. Let's take one more really deep breath here together. Open your mouth and sigh your breath out. You can bend the knees to release the legs, or you can just slowly bring the legs down. And coming into your Shavasana, so separating the legs maybe as wide as your mat, or if you prefer to bend your knees, you're going to have the legs in butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees apart, or you can have feet down on the mat, knees point up, thighs collapsing inwards. So whatever feels good for your hips or your low back. Palms can rest on the belly, or you can reach the arms outwards, overhead, or just resting by your side, closing your eyes. And because this is the recording, you might want to spend a little longer in your Shavasana, so you can pause. Give yourself ample time here. Hopefully you did press pause. Otherwise, we're going to start to bring our awareness back into the body, breathing deeper into the belly again. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, move your arms, start to move your legs. If you like, you can also stretch the body, sliding the legs together, reach the arms overhead, taking a deep breath in. Sigh your breath out. Bending the knees. You can rock up or roll to one side. Just making your way back up into a comfortable seated position. Spine nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, eyes are closed. Allow a moment here just to thank yourself for making time for your own practice. I always thank you for joining me, even if it's virtually. And we'll close by bringing palms together in front of the heart. One sound of Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Bow your head. Hope you're able to find some peace, love, and gratitude on your mat today. Take that with you. Share it with everyone you interact with. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you again for joining me today. If you have any questions, comments, please don't hesitate. Let us know. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.